So we're going to throw a lidded project today. What's nice about the lidded project is it's two projects you already know how to throw. This is the vase, right? With a lip that goes straight up. And this is very similar to the planter. It just, there's not much in the center, and we can add a handle to the bottom after we trim it or not. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. When we throw this piece first, we're going to use the calipers to measure the inside, and then that's going to tell us the measurement of the outside. So that's a cool tool. Okay, so let's try it. What we're going to do is start with one piece of clay, and we're going to separate it into two parts. One for the body and one for the lid. It's important to use the same clay and throw on the same day, because I'm going to want the clay to shrink at the same rate. That's key. Okay? So we're going to start by centering and throwing the same way we always do and make into a cylinder, because everything, for me, starts from a cylinder. Remember, there are lots of different ways to do this if you start looking online at other videos, but many of them are addressed to college and professional ceramicists. We are in high school. Okay, so you start by pressing in and down as usual. And I'm going to clean this up a little bit. It's interesting if you watch the videos too, some people use a lot of water and some people don't. Okay, just going to hold it and get it more better centered. Okay, then I'm going to open, pull out, compress, compress. Compression is important, and then I'm going to start pulling up the wall. One of the things I saw in the video is some people pull up with their knuckle. You can do that if you want, or the rib or the sponge. But it's 1 point to 1 point. Sometimes that shears away, that's fine. That was just something that was not quite centered. You can press it back down. It doesn't usually have to compress the lip. I'm going to slow down. And I want to pull this right up into a cylinder. Okay, I'm going to choke a little bit. Woo. I feel I'm going too fast. And after I choke, I can pull it back up. And because I've made the clay thicker, you want to be able to get in your jar, but tall is fun. Taller than wide if you can do it. Remember, yours does not have to be this big, or it can be bigger. I made some bigger ones earlier today. As soon as it starts going funny on the top, go ahead and trim it with your pin. You may only have to trim it this one time. Okay, now I've got sort of a cylinder, so I want to start shaping it into a vase. I want to grab some of this clay at the bottom. I can pull it up, and my outside hand is over my inside hand, so the clay's poking out and coming in. Make that curve at the top, and compressing that lip like this and pushing with the sponge, and I'm pulling and choking again. You get the triangle shape at the top, and it thickens the clay a little bit, and then I'm going to go this way again. The outside hand is above the inside hand, and tighten it up. I want to make sure I don't leave a big puddle of water inside, because that would be bad. And make sure it's compressed, okay? Now, I'm going to cut this off later, but right now I want it kind of there to stabilize it, because actually when I make the lid, I'm going to try it on for size. Okay, so I want to flip this over and make it come up. So I just press this finger here and push that up. Woo! Okay, and I can use my nail to make it stable, whatever you want. You can use a stick tool. But you want to make that a clear kind of rim so that lid has something to sit on. can lift up with this finger, push in, whatever you want. Okay? So that's part one. And like I said, I'm going to do that later. So it's a pretty wide and short vase. Okay, I'm going to measure it like this. And that, oops, that tells me the outside has to go on like that. So I'm going to switch bats and get the other piece of clay. And let's throw the lid, okay? So you want to just sort of center it as a big disc to begin with. That's in fact a little bigger than the jaws of the caliper. But again, I want to cone it and squish it back down. Make sure you have enough clay, but not too much. You want a lid that's just about comfortable to pick up, but not something that is so heavy it looks like it's a mushroom top. Sometimes people make 2 or 3 lids to get the one they like the most, because the lids don't take very long to make. Okay, so I've got a flat lump of clay, and that's wide enough. So I'm going to just open here, like you normally would, compress, keep pulling out. This is what I would do on the inside of a planter, basic. And it begins to pull up this, and then I just take my hand like that and make that dent. And then round it off. I'm using my fingers like that. Bringing the sponge in, pushing this down. I use your fingers in different ways. I feel comfortable. And that's sort of the top. Okay, we're pretty much there. It doesn't take very long. Test that out. It's pretty good. I'm going to pull this out a little bit. So first I just want to get it precise, and then I'm going to, clean it up with the stick tool and whatnot. Okay. So let's see if in fact it fits. So I'm going to pull this up, and see if I can do this. I've got to do it with the other hand. I don't know why. Because my right hand's stronger. I've done this. Why does it seem wrong? Great, now I'm being filmed. Let's do it this way. Can you see? Yeah, it fits. Does it fit?
It fits.
Can you see?
Yep.
Okay. So when you can see, I haven't really wrecked this, right? And I haven't wrecked the other one. So now we just want to do some finishing touches. With our stick tool, and we'll be ready to go. When I flip this guy, I'm just gonna, smooth it off on the bottom, flip it over and round it off. So that's the inside, and then you can add something or not. You can just pick it up like that too. Okay, and string both of them off, and put that tomorrow, and you're ready to go.